Okay, welcome back. Today I'll be talking about micro E-mini NASDAQ 100, the AM session, and I will be prefacing the fair value gap coupled with the swing low up into a logical target for a 2-to-1 payout for the AM session. This video is strictly for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing discussed here should be considered financial, investment, or trading advice, and I am not acting as your advisor. Any examples of trades reviewed reflect personal analysis only, and all financial decisions remain your sole responsibility. All right, so here we have a 30-minute chart. This one has it overlap with the new week opening gap for this week, which is why I am electing to use this chart instead of a naked chart for a better visual. And you will see the 930 candle. You'll see us trade down into this previous fair value gap here, and then start to begin to run higher, reaching for the new week opening gap. And I want to show you how that was executed here on a 5-minute chart. Drop down into that 30-minute fair value gap. I'll draw it out here. Boom. Alright, and then you'll see that transpose down on the lower time frames. So we go back to that 5-minute chart there. Boom, see us trade down into that 930, trade up, return back into this, and then run up here. And then we'll be working inside of this price action right here as the fractal of the day. Cool, so we'll put a vertical delineation on 930 just so we can have that on the chart. Right, so that's 930. Price then traded down into that old 30-minute gap, right? Failed to trade through it, right? And then we ripped up back higher. All right, so to me, again, nothing in here, and I may have missed this. Someone may have saw this, but in here, once we traded up into here, there was a 5-minute fair value gap that we also traded up into. That is right here. So this previous day. Let me drop this down real quick. Show you in 1 minute. So this previous day fair value gap here, we had traded up into here, right? So once we got up in here, honestly, I was I wanted to see how we used that specific piece of price action. So we hit it here and then we traded back down. So once we did that, I didn't know if we would roll back over the current range that we created from 930's open and then just create that as a sell model, so up to a inefficiency, and then run it back out, right? I didn't know if we would do that or we would do something like what we did here, which is just return back down into a discount here, right, and then begin to run higher. So all of this was just waiting, and then you will see price trade higher. So we know that, well, at least I know that. Let me zoom out. If I'm taking a fair value gap, it would have to be coupled with a and we're looking at this price action. It have to be coupled with a swing low, right? So we were up here, right? We were pretty high in the day, but I still felt like we would be able to get up into this old new week opening gap. I felt like that's what price was reaching for. So as price was trading back down into this fair value gap right there, coupled with that swing low, so that's a low with 2 higher lows to the left and to the right of it, right? If price was to trade back down into that, then that would be a fair value gap I would look to engage in. My stop will be below this swing low here, right? And then we already know, so again, If I am entering, I'm entering worst case scenario. So right at the high of it. So 37 stop. Okay. And on the upside, it'd be somewhere around like 72. Boom. Right. And that 2-to-1 would have played out. Let's just slide this back a little bit here. Boom. Okay, and that's essentially the fair value gap model coupled with the swing low with directional bias, and the one-sided priceness or the one-sided price run. Basically, when you have days that kind of just move methodically to levels, those are good days to want to see the fair value gap coupled with the swing low within some sort of tight range or optimal trade entry range to get aligned with the current price action. And again, that was a 2-to-1 setup, and that was all we'll be looking for to trade back up into this current new week opening gap within the 9:30 session. So 9:30 to 11:30, 9:30 here, 11:30 would have been here. All right, so within that session right there, that was a solid setup to return back into the new week opening gap and also scaling out at 2-to-1 risk model. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. Talk soon.